You're listening to Full Life Christian Center podcast.
All right. Welcome to podcast number 1 of our young adult life group called Connect. And I'm Jonathan. I'm the youth pastor at Full Life, and I have 2 amazing people with me.
What's going on? I'm Matt.
Hi, I'm Kim.
And we are going to talk a little bit about what the purpose and goal of Connect really is. Because we really believe that there's a connection that we can make at church with God as a young adult. And there's also a connection that we can make with one another as young adults here in Full Life. And so we're just going to talk about a little of the things and the goals and the hopes and dreams we have for this group. So take it away, either one of you.
Well,
we did have a meeting.
Yes.
We'll refer to those.
How do you guys think the last couple meetings have gone?
They've been pretty good.
Right. I think they would get, but we just want to, our goal, I think, is not only just to meet together, but kind of eventually foster friendships, and, be accountable with one another through our walks with God. Because, church doesn't just end on Sunday. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So I think building an avenue and a time and place and just saying, hey, we're getting together and living together, I think is a perfect opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and I think, what you said about church not just happening on Sunday, church just doesn't happen. Like, growth in community just doesn't happen. Neither does growth in our walk with God just happen. It's something that's intentional.
Yeah.
That I really feel our group is good at in bringing that intentional friendship, being intentional with our friendship,
Right.
being intentional with our activities, and also being intentional in our takeaway from the message that was shared and a lot of the ministries that we're doing here. So, yeah, I think that's really great that we can be that keyword, intentional, with Connect.
Yeah. I think it also sets us apart from any other group. I mean, we can be just like a group of friends, either hanging out or going over like a message or whatever it may be, but we're kind of combining those two aspects of not only being intentionally fostering our community, like as brothers and sisters, like by having fun, doing activities, but also growing in our walks with God.
Right.
And I think that combination sets us apart from so many other groups.
Right, and I think right now it's in such a kind of like organic stage. We're
Yeah.
trying to build it. Like right now we're having kind of more lighter meetings, just gathering, getting people together is just so crucial. Matt and I very much intentionally invite people. It's with a purpose, and rallying people together, I think, is a great start. And then eventually, kind of mirroring a model like Full Life does, getting into growth groups. And then I think eventually next year, 2018, we want to kind of construct a quarterly young adult service with I think we have so many talented people, and I think highlighting those would be really great.
Yeah.
With worship, service, whatever it may be.
So I think a lot of the stuff they're wanting to accomplish here revolves around building those relationships, intentional, and also discipleship. And so in your opinion, in what we've done so far, what are some of the things we've done to kind of build bridges with some individuals coming in regards to discipleship?
Well, I mean, it first starts off with the invitation itself. I mean, I think there's a difference between mass texting a bunch of people versus personally coming up to someone or maybe even a personal text to somebody, inviting them to...
And we don't spam people to come to our events.
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
Yeah. So it's everything's a nice personal touch to it.
Yeah.
And I think without that personal touch, we wouldn't be doing a good job discipling other people and inviting people into our community. We want to do that lovingly.
Yes.
And how we do that lovingly is the first step is to personally invite. I mean, Jesus, if we were to get biblical, he personally invited his disciples. He didn't, Snapchat them or Facebook message them. It was not invented back then. But, I mean, he did. He went up to them and asked and to follow and invited them within his company.
Right, sharing a meal together, or just being in each other's company. I guess in modern times, now that would be like sharing a meal like tonight, or going to the movies, or I don't know. There's ice skating in the park and all that kind of stuff. A lot of cool things in San Francisco.
So I think another thing we do in regards to discipleship that we're wanting to accomplish is equipping our young adults with tools.
Right.
And like nowadays, like it's so important, it's so needed for especially young people to have tools, whether it be in like their spiritual life, within their relationships,
Right.
whether it's in their work life, family life,
Right.
everything that is ever built has been built because a tool has been used.
Right, and I think especially for Matt and I, as young adults, and I mean you're an adult too, but another great thing is we have leadership from Pastor Sam and yourself, and I think you guys are one of our like main tools, and just helping guiding us through this process, and as well as feeding off each other. I think another great thing why Connect is going to be so awesome is like we're gonna like, oh, I didn't know this person did this as a job. Oh, I didn't know this person had this hobby, and then feeding each other's lives, like, because we are a body, like that function as one. So I think that would be really great too.
So okay, I would say the biggest challenge for a young adult group is not even the enthusiasm. People are excited to come together. People want to be part of a community.
Right.
The biggest challenge and the biggest problem is just finding the time that works for everyone.
Yeah, life comes at you. And
Life does come at you. Everyone is quote unquote now adulting.
yeah.
And so it's like, I would love to come, I really want to come, but like I have responsibilities.
Right.
And so that's where that personal touch of like sending text or an email or like even a smile or a hug really means a lot. Like even if you can't come to an event, like you're still part of this community.
Right.
Which I think is really great. So that's something that, again, it's a negative, but we roll with it to make it a positive.
Right.
So
I mean,
it's
you
still
can't avoid everything.
Yeah, you can't avoid everything.
Yeah, I think just acknowledging it and definitely working on it together, and not ignoring it, not dismissing it, I think will definitely make this really successful.
Yeah.
And the challenges of responsibility is very new to a lot
To
of
us
us.
in general,
Yeah.
like we're adulting for the first time. We're in this like gray area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's confusing and it's tough, but I think something that this group provides, even though like it might cut into people's schedule, they might like find themselves learning something that will help them in their kind of adulting phase.
Right.
They can learn stuff from other people.
Right. And I think so far, I think because it's been like so great, we've gotten like a lot of good feedback and all of that. People, on their end, people have been wanting to come. The desire is there.
Even if they can't make it, it's like, oh man, I wish I could,
Right,
I could
and
be
people
there.
express that, and I think that's really affirming for us. And I don't know,
It's a really good affirmation.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
It's really good. I think the other challenge for young adult groups is essentially the consistency of being consistent in the growth aspect in your spiritual life. Because a lot of times people want to come, sometimes people come out of boredom, which is totally fine. But if you're wanting to see that synergy, if you're wanting to see flight to this, if you want it to have wings, there's a consistency that has to be involved. So I would say, for the most part, as young adult leaders here with Connect, we're pretty consistent in keeping the ball rolling, and I think that's something that we could encourage a lot of our participants
Right.
to be like participating in that level of being consistent in coming. I know I sound like I'm complaining about people, but I'm not. I'm encouraging them to be consistent because I love them.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think we'll just have to see in the year, the next year. I think we have some great events.
Yeah.
Some planning to do. So until next time.